Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Haribol. Jai Vishnupada Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotra Sata Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace Labai Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotra Sata Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाए। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जाए। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जाए। नवद्वीप श्री मायपुर धाम की जाए। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाए। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जाए। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जाए। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाए। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेशनल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जाए। The most merciful Lordship Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Shri Shri Radha Madhava, Shri Shri Gaunithai ki jai, Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Thai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Today we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, entitled The First Step in God Realization, text number 25. Is that? Sorry, 30. Text number 30. Dyaurакshini chakshurabhut patangaha Dyaurакshini chakshurabhut patangaha Pakshmani Vishno Rahani Ubhecha Pakshmani Vishno Rahani Ubhecha Tadbhru Vijramba Parameshti Dhishnyam Tadbhru Vijramba Parameshti Dhishnyam Aposyatalu Rasa Eva Jihva Aposyatalu Rasa Eva Jihva Dyaurакshini Chakshurabhut Patangaha Pakshmani Vishno Rahani Ubhecha Tadbhru Vijramba Parameshti Dhishnyam Aposyatalu Rasa Eva Jihva Dyaurакshini Chakshurabhut Patangaha Pakshmani Vishno Ahani Ubhecha Tadbhru Vijramba Parameshti Dhishnyam Aposyatalu Rasa Eva Jihva Dyaurакshini Chakshurabhut Patangaha Pakshmani Vishno Rahani Ubhecha Tadbhru Vijramba Parameshti Dhishnyam Aposyatalu Rasa Eva Jihva. Anyone else? Dyaurакshini Chakshurabhut Patangaha Pakshmani Vishnorahani Ubhecha Tadbhru Vijrambha Parameshti Dishnyam Aposyatalo Rasa Eva Jiva. Any children? Yorakshini Chakshurabhut Patanga Pakshmani Vishnorahani Ubhecha Tadbhru Vijrambha Parameshti Dishnyam Aposyatalo Rasa Eva Jiva. Very good. Nice. Matajis, anyone? All right. Dyahu, the sphere of outer space. Akshini, the eyeballs. Chakshu, of eyes, senses. Abhut, it so became. Patangaha, the sun. Pakshmani, eyelids. Vishnu, of the personality of Godhead. Sri Vishnu. Ahani, day and night. Ubhe, both. Cha, and. Tat, his. Bhru, eyebrows. Vijrumbha, movements. Parameshti, the supreme entity. Brahma. Dhishnyam, post. Apaha, Varuna, the director of water. Asya, his. Thalu, palate. Rasaha, juice. Eva, certainly. Jihva, the tongue. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: the sphere of outer space constitutes his eye pits, and the eyeball is the sun, has the power of seeing. His eyelids are both the day and night, and in the movement of his eyebrows, the Brahma and similar supreme personalities reside. His palate is the director of water, Varuna, and the juice of essence of everything is his tongue. Please repeat. The sphere of outer space constitutes his eye pits, and the eyeball is the sun as the power of seeing. His eyelids are both the day and night, and in the movements of his eyebrows, the Brahma and similar supreme personalities reside. His palate is the director of water, Varuna, and the juice or essence of everything is his tongue. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. To common sense, the description in this verse appears to be somewhat contradictory, because sometimes the sun has been described as the eyeball and sometimes as the outer space sphere. But there is no room for common sense in the injunctions of the shastras. We must accept the description of the shastras and concentrate more on the form of the Virat rupa than on common sense. Common sense is always imperfect, whereas the description in the Shastra is always perfect and complete. If there is any incongruity, it is due to our imperfection and not the Shastras. That is the method of approaching Vedic wisdom. Omajnanathmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vansha Kalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhubhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langaite girim et kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatharinam. Hare Krishna. Firstly, I am happy to be here after a long time. Especially happy to see all the Gurukula children from Mayapur. And probably this is somewhat connected with the educational system. What Srila Prabhupada has written in the purport is connected to the educational system. Because the present educational system is quite different from the Vedic education. The present educational system is dependent on speculation. You're not sure about things. You're inventing by your observation, theorizing it, and then formulating it. That is the modern education system. The Vedic education is, everything is clear. You have to understand it from a guru or a teacher. That is Vedic education. So both are, one is called Arohana Pantha, another is called Avarohana Pantha. Arohana Pantha means ascending knowledge. Avarohana means descending knowledge. Knowledge comes from Vedic source, and you have to understand the knowledge by an expert teacher. That is Avarohana Pantha. Arohana means trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. You are not clear what actually the truth is. So it's a very, very important, if anybody wants to be a devotee, or if anyone wants to know the truth, then they must approach the Avarohana Pantha, not Arohana Pantha. So here we have a description of a Virat rupa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how the Virat rupa represents various things, various lokas, and every loka also represents a certain type of consciousness. So here the description is that, what the waist represents, what the feet represent, what the soles represent, what the ankles represent, shanks and thighs, and then what his chest represents and what his head represents and the top of the head represents. All these 14 planetary systems are described in the form of the Supreme Lord's body. And that body is not actually, that is the transcendental body of Lord Vishnu is different. This is only you can say it is a representational energy. So this is Virat Rupa, and then generally devotees are not very much interested in worshipping the Virat Rupa. You cannot worship Virat Rupa because it is very huge and gigantic. But Virat Rupa description is useful for us to assimilate the universe in the form of the Lord's Rupa. Nothing is independent of Krishna. So everything has to be understood and described in relationship with Krishna. So that is why whatever is the gigantic things that we see in this world, all these gigantic things, it may seem very gigantic for a small, tiny, insignificant soul. But if he sees with knowledge, then he sees a proper organization in this gigantic universe. The organization is that you can see the Lord. Like as it is mentioned, if you see sun and moon, the Virat rupa describes that these are the two eyes of the Lord. If you see huge mountains, they are like shoulders of the Lord. Like that there are many descriptions are there. So, sometimes what happens, the descriptions may be a little different from other descriptions. They may not be exactly, as we learn in the school books. So then the doubt will come in the mind. What is the doubt? Why the exact descriptions are a little different? Then when doubt comes, that is when you have to use the proper method to go above the doubt. What is that method? The method is this. The method is to begin that I am a fool. I am a fool, and because I am a fool, I have limited senses. I cannot grasp everything, whatever is described in the gigantic universe. You try to explain to a small ant which is crawling in this room and ask the ant what is going on in this room. What will be the ant's reply? Huh? No. Someone is speaking. You think that ant is going to understand all this? No. For the ant, there are huge mountains who are here, moving mountains. And who are those moving mountains? All of us. For him, the consciousness is totally different. It doesn't think like the way we think. Similarly, all of us are like ants in comparison with this huge big universe. So, we may not probably understand what is actually going on in the universe unless you see through the jnana chakshu or shastra chakshu. So, everyone has to learn to see from shastra chakshu. That is what Srila Prabhupada is saying. So, in Dasamula Tattva, Dasamula Tattva, you may want to know, Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava, Shri Shri Gaunithai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. Children are taught Dasamula Tattva. So what is the first one? Children? Huh? Praman. What is another name for it? Faith. Okay, one more name. What is the first in the Dashamula Tattva? That is what he said, Praman. Yes. Anyone knows? Nobody knows. Dashamula Tattva, first Praman, there is another name for it. What is the name? I forgot myself. That is why I am asking. It is Praman, I know, but there is another name for it. It's okay. We'll take it as Praman because Praman means there is something that you want to understand and you can understand in a certain way. You cannot understand by speculation. You have to accept truth as it is. That is called Praman, Shastra Praman. Shastra Praman. There is another name which I am not getting it. I usually, regularly get it, but today I am not getting it. It has nothing to do with your liking it, you are not liking it, you are accepting it, you are not accepting it. It has nothing to do with it. It is a Praman. Huh? Huh? Praman. That is the other one. Amnaya. The principle of amnaya. Exactly. Sorry, thank you for that. Amnaya. That is the first principle of the Dasamula Tattva, Dashamula Sutras. Amnaya means accepting the truth as it is. You cannot subject the truth according to your mental state. Truth is truth. Just like, this is TV. That is the truth. Nobody can interpret that this is something else. Of course, although it is relative truth, but we are talking about absolute truth. So, amnaya means absolute truth can only be revealed. It cannot be captured. Please try to understand these two words. One is captured, another is revealed. Captured means you with your intelligence you can understand, acquire it. You cannot acquire the absolute truth. Rather, absolute truth is known to you by His own mercy. This is called amnaya principle. So that means any realization depends on your brain or depends on your heart's revelation. Any realization that comes. It does not depend on your brain. Even though your brain may be very sharp, still, if God does not permit, you will not be able to understand anything. Even though you may be a very dull-headed person, if God permits, you can understand the highest truths. This is called amnaya principle. And the example we have is Narada Muni visiting two people. One is a Brahmana, another is a cobbler. And both of them asked Narada Muni, please tell us what Lord Narayana is doing in the Vaikuntha Loka, because he is going to visit Narayana. Cobbler specifically asked this question, but the Brahmana asked the question that, when will I be liberated from this world? So, Narada Muni went to the spiritual world, met Lord Narayana, and Narayana, these two people have asked me this question, what answer should I give them? Lord Narayana told, tell the cobbler that he will come back to my abode immediately after this life. For the Brahmana, it will take some time, 10 lifetimes, so whatever. Narada Muni was surprised. Narada Muni asked, my dear Lord, this Brahmana is studying shastras. He knows all the Vedic mantras. Why would it take long time for him to come back to you? Whereas the cobbler is just illiterate, he doesn't know anything. Why would it take, this very lifetime he will come back? What is the rahasya? Then, what did Lord Narayana say? Then Lord Narayana replied that you tell them that I am inserting an elephant through the eye of a needle. And based on the response, you will know why it is. So then Narada Muni came to the Bhuloka and then told this. First he met whom? The Brahmana. The Brahmana asked the question, hey, did Lord Narayana tell you when will I be liberated from this world? He said 10 lifetimes, whatever, 10 or 100 lifetimes. But you know what Lord Narayana was doing? He is inserting an elephant through eye of a needle. Then what was the response of the Brahmana? Come on, don't fool me. This is impossible. So you are just telling me cock and bull stories. That is what this Brahmana said. Then Narada Muni understood why Lord Narayana said it takes more time for him. That means this Brahmana, though he may understand all the Vedic scriptures in their mantra form, as far as realization is concerned, he doesn't have realization. What is the realization? Realization is that Lord can do anything. He is adbhuta karmana. Krishnera adbhuta karmana. He can do anything. You cannot fit Krishna's activities through your small mind. Just because you cannot lift even one pumpkin, you think that Krishna cannot lift Govardhan hill? Because you are always trying to compare yourself with God. So you will never be able to understand God. So one of the qualities of God is achintya. Achintya means inconceivable. He is not conceivable to the human mind. Not only human mind, he is not even conceivable to even greatest demigods. Name viduhu suraganaha. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Name viduhu suragana. Even the greatest of demigods do not understand me, cannot know me, unless I give them permission to know me. So to know Krishna, you need Krishna's mercy to know Krishna. Don't think that with your logic and reasoning you can understand. Nyaya you may learn. As Gurukula boys, you may be learning Nyaya, Vyakarana, all these things you may know. And then you may also read Sanskrit and study the scriptures. Still, that is all nothing if Krishna does not give you the intelligence. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. This is called bhakti. So I'm sure your teachers must be teaching you, and all of us are like children only. Some are grown-up children, some are young children, that's all. All of us, practically speaking. As far as Vedic knowledge is concerned, I mean. So, this is a very important principle to understand. The modern education completely spoiled us. What is that? You are a very brainy fellow, and you can remember a lot of things, and you can search, and then you can be called as a learned person. Today, learned person is that person who can remember and search and repeat. That person is considered to be a learned person. Am I right? They get all the first-class marks. Anyway, so when he went to the cobbler, what did the cobbler say? Cobbler first of all asked, can you please tell me what my Lord Narayana is doing? And Narada Muni said, he is inserting an elephant through eye of a needle. Then he started dancing in ecstasy. So Narada Muni wanted to test him. He asked him, do you really believe in this? What is there not to believe in this? Lord is so wonderful that he can do any wonderful activities. And then he started giving his own logic. What was the logic? He was sitting under a banyan tree. And then he said, the banyan, I am sitting under this tree and I see that the banyan has a small seed. And that small seed has become such big banyan tree. That means the capacity of its growth is within the little small seed. If Lord can do this, can the Lord not insert an elephant through eye of a needle? Then Narada Muni understood. This is called spiritual intelligence. This is called spiritual intelligence. This intelligence has no match in the worldly intelligence that people have. Similarly, if you want to know another example of what is spiritual intelligence, then remember that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the South India Srirangam, there was one man who was holding Bhagavad Gita upside down, and then he is trying to read. But he was constantly, tears were flowing from his eyes, and some of the children do not know what he is doing, and they were just giggling and then mocking him, just see, he is a great Bhagavad Gita reader, keeping the book upside down. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approached him and then asked him very humbly, my dear sir, can I know why are you shedding tears? What is so interesting about Bhagavad Gita? Then what was his reply? The Brahmana's reply, sir, I am an illiterate, I don't know how to read, but my Guru Maharaj has told me to read Bhagavad Gita every day. So every day I am holding Bhagavad Gita, and whenever I see any page of Bhagavad Gita, what I see, the great Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he has become a menial servant to his devotee Arjuna by being his driver. Whenever I think of the magnanimity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, tears flow from eyes. Then Lord Chaitanya said, you are the authority on Bhagavad Gita. There may be many scholars who can give interpretations and then read the slokas like flash. But if they don't have this understanding, then their understanding of Bhagavad Gita is useless. So I am giving these two examples to understand what is realization and what is simply memory power. Memory power is not considered to be realization. Memory power also requires Krishna's mercy, but realization requires bhakti. When you have bhakti, Krishna gives realization. So as children, small children or big children, we should not depend on these quick rich methods of trying to mug up everything. But you will know everything when Krishna reveals from within. And I'll give you another example, how to get that realization. Once, one professor, he came to one of the Gaudiya mutts and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This works, huh? So he came, he's a professor, he has some questions. He wanted to ask Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's cottage was there. So he came out of the cottage, this professor was going, and he said, I wanted to meet you, and I have some questions. Then Bhakti Siddhanta said, please go into that kitchen, go and meet that devotee, he will answer your questions. So it was a sudden shock for him, because he thought a professor should match with another professor. He should only hear from a professor. But this Bhakti Siddhanta is indicating him, go and hear from, go and tell that devotee whatever your questions you have, he will answer. So he went into the kitchen. And this devotee, first he... So how did this whole process of revelation happen? Through seva. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tatvadarshinaha. So we are successful as a generation if we can impart this faith to the next generation, to these children. Otherwise we are total failure. You may have 100 gurukulas, 100 this thing, 100 that thing, and if the children do not know that this is the process of self-realization. Unlike the modern schools. The modern schools, you teach them this, the principle of amnaya, they will not accept. They want to accept everything by proof. Like, who is your father? Who will tell you who your father? Mother will tell you. But these fellows will not say. I will take my mother's proof as amnaya. They will say, what is the proof? For them, what is amnaya? What test? DNA test. DNA test. DNA test, they think that is the highest proof. Than the loving mother. I'll tell you how it is. The person who is taking the DNA test, he has to take your sample. He has to put it in a small, whatever it is. Suppose while taking sample or while recording the sample, he is absent-minded because he had a fight with his wife the previous day. What happens? Sample gets replaced with somebody else's sample. While doing recording or while noting down, he is not thinking your life is dependent on this answer. He is not as much concerned as you are concerned about who you are. He is not concerned. Isn't it? Am I right? When we give blood sample to the people, do you think, oh, what an important sample it is? Because they have been taking blood samples from so many people. It can be replaced here and there, it doesn't matter. You may have cancer, you may have whatever it is, and this blood report is so important for your, for your treatment, but he doesn't think like that. Similarly, when you are taking and giving a sample, you may replace it or no. While testing the sample, the power may suddenly go, or the battery may not work, and then the result may be quite different from the actual result. Am I right? All these possibilities are there. So instead of relying on your loving mother, you're relying on someone who doesn't have any feelings for you. Either the people who record the sample and then store the sample, or the machines. Machines they do not have any concern for you. This is called amnaya. Amnaya means having absolute faith in God and God's power to reveal to us what is truth. You may not have power to understand the truth. God has power to tell you what the truth is. Hey children, I will ask you one question. Now you answer that question. Can you fit in ocean water in a lota? Yeah? No? So now the question I will slightly change. Is it possible to fit in oceanic water in a lota? I asked, can you fit in, and your answer is no. But now the question is it possible to put ocean's water in a lota? Yes? How is it possible? Through compression of water. Huh? Acha, you compress the whole water. Okay, that's good. That's one of the answers. By compressing all the water to such an extent that it can fit in the lota. This is through compression. Then another process. Huh? That's all right. Krishna can do, you're right. What is your answer? Huh? This boy is intelligent. One boy said you compress the ocean water. This boy is saying, prolong or, elongate the vessel. Make that lota into such a big lota, that the whole ocean will come and, put in this. Wow! See, one is compression, another is expansion. Yes. Acha, take some of the ocean water and put it in the lota. Now, the whole ocean has come. No. Okay, what is your answer? So, the first question I asked is that, can you put the whole ocean water in a lota? Then your answer is, no, you cannot put. But who can put? Krishna can put. You cannot expand this lota into a big ocean's vessel. Or you cannot contract all the water into a little water. But Krishna can do it. You cannot do it, Krishna can do it. That is what is called amnaya. Krishna can do anything. Even though you may be as small as this, but Krishna can put all the truth in this. He has that power or not? On your own you cannot understand the whole universe, but He can make you understand it. This is called amnaya principle. So as a student, the first thing that you should learn is this. Everything is possible by Krishna's mercy. Nothing is possible by my own endeavor. But my endeavor is required or not? Everything is possible by Krishna's mercy, but my own endeavor is required or not? Required. Now you remember, I will give you, this is you and this is Krishna. If you have to reach Krishna, what should happen? This is you and this is Krishna. How do you meet Krishna? You walk towards Krishna, and then what Krishna will do? He will walk towards you or he will walk away from you? He will walk towards you. Krishna will walk towards you. You stop. What does Krishna do? He doesn't walk towards you. He stops. You're right. Don't be confused. You're right. You are right. If you stop, what happens? Krishna stops. You move and Krishna will move. Then your question may be, what is your fastness to come to Krishna and what is Krishna's velocity to come towards you? Whose velocity is bigger? You take one step and Krishna takes 1,000 steps. 1,000 steps Krishna takes. So you may walk very slow, but Krishna can walk very fast and catch you, and then you can meet Krishna. Right? If Krishna goes away, can you ever catch him? You can never catch him. Have you heard the Kalayavana story? In Bhagavatam? Kalayavana was trying to catch Krishna. He was speeding with the mind. He could not still catch Krishna, because Krishna is very fast. So two things you have to do. One is turn towards Krishna, number one, and walk towards Krishna, number two. Then Krishna will come to you. Two things you should not do. One is turn away from Krishna and walk away from Krishna. Then Krishna will not come. So this is what we have to learn as students. Turn towards Krishna, walk towards Krishna. Krishna will come towards you. So what is the method to turn towards Krishna and walking towards Krishna? Chant Hare Krishna, hear and read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam from realized souls. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 processes of devotional service which will enable us to turn towards Krishna and walk towards Krishna. Then we will be able to meet Krishna. This is the truth, absolute truth. There is no truth which is higher than this. Whether you are an intelligent man, whether you are a foolish man, if you can understand this, you are successful in your life. All the complicated men have to come to this understanding. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vyasadeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. This is called bhakti. This is what Srila Prabhupada has given us. We should be so grateful to Prabhupada. Such a great, complex truth has been given in such a simple way, so that ordinary people like us can understand this truth. Turn towards Krishna, walk towards Krishna. This is the sutra for today's class. Children, you remember. What is that? Turn towards Krishna. If you can run towards Krishna is better, but at least snail towards Krishna. Snail towards Krishna means, you know what it is? Snail is very slow, it's okay, but at least snail towards Krishna. Then your life is successful. Okay, I would like to stop here and see if you have any questions or comments. Anybody? Yes, beta. What's your name? Oh, Sakshi Gopal, nice. Tell me, Sakshi Gopal.
If you start walking to Krishna, if you start walking very slow to Krishna, does Krishna go the same speed or faster?
If we start walking towards Krishna, Krishna comes with faster or slow? Is that your question is?
Yes.
If you are walking towards Krishna, Krishna will run towards you. If you run towards Krishna, Krishna will jump on you. Because who is eager? Krishna is more eager to meet us than we are eager to meet Krishna. Have you seen a small boy embracing Krishna in the Goloka, Gopakumar? Have you seen that picture? Yes? You remember that picture?
Yes.
Krishna's face and the Gopakumar is embracing Krishna. You see that picture? Remember that picture? In that picture it is clear. You know what that picture represents? That boy is none other than all of us. This boy wanted to meet Krishna. So he was very eager to meet Krishna. So what happened? He was searching about Krishna in this world. Then he was told, you have to cross this world. Then he crossed to Brahmandas. He crossed the Brahmajyoti. He went through all the other lokas. And then finally he ended up in Goloka Vrindavan. When he went, it was morning about 10 o'clock. What happened morning 10 o'clock? Krishna is available. Where did he go? He went to graze the cows along with his friends. So he left with the lunch box. He already left. The boy was waiting. So he asked some of the gopis, when will Krishna return? So they said, Krishna will return in the evening. So this boy was waiting for Krishna to return in the evening. And then first, and as time passed, he was waiting and waiting. And the time passed, evening came, and there was a huge dust storm. Because all the 10 lakh cows are coming, and the boys are coming, so there was a lot of dust. So then that was an indication. Then all the people were very attentive. Now Krishna is going to come. And the dust storm settled down. And then all the boys, Krishna, Balaram and all the boys started coming. And he was very, very amazed to see Krishna in that way. And he was thinking, will Krishna recognize me? And then he started going towards Krishna. So Krishna ran towards the boy and embraced the boy. And you know what he asked the boy? Where were you all these days? I'm waiting for you. Where were you all these days? The boy was pleasantly surprised. He thought that he will ask me, who are you? Where did you come from? What is your name? All these things he thought he will ask. But Krishna did not ask that. Krishna just embraced the boy. And then with great love, he said, tears were coming from Krishna's eyes. And he asked, oh, why did you, delayed so much to come to me? This is what Krishna is. It doesn't fit in our mind, isn't it? That is why we require amnaya. Anything which doesn't fit in your mind, it requires amnaya. Is that clear? Good. Thank you for that question. Anything else? Anybody? Teachers would like to make any comments, Prabhu? Nitai Madhav Prabhu. Prabhu, what is your name? Huh? You want to say something? Please say.
Thank you for your lecture. I heard about Amnaya Sutra and this Amnaya, but now we see this in a very practical way, how to use in our life. So it was very precious for me, so thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else has any question? All right. Thank you all very much. It was very enlivening to have the children hearing the class very attentively, participating in the question and answer session, contributing their intelligence. Remember the lota. And remember the sutra. What is the sutra today? Turn towards Krishna, walk towards Krishna. That is the sutra. Haribol. Srila Prabhupada ki, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki.